looking at this first draft as the one to define the series. What tie?
Tanky support. There's the Hecarim lock-in in the end. It means that Ryze might be flexed to mid.
Yeah, with the Cannon and the J-Span, it actually was heavy indicated that the Hecarim could have gone in the top lane. They removed a lot of the answers to deal with his often weak early game. And now Origen are answering by going for the Urgot. The first top lane I think we've actually seen in playoffs of the change in Urgot.
Well, hold your thoughts on that because we still have 25 seconds more to see whether or not they want to flex it. I think it is going to be the Urgot up on the top side of the map. Having the range advantage against Hecarim can help early on, especially because early lane for the Hecarim isn't super strong. You need that first reset fully before you can start to fully come online here, and the Urgot can use that to his advantage.
Well, if you guys want to get a closer look at the mid lane action, you can check out the POV stream. It's Caps playing Ryze on twitch.tv/RiotGames2 into the Zoe matchup, not the easiest matchup in the world. Now, guys, we talked a little bit about how long these teams have had to prepare. G2 and Origen, 3 weeks since we last saw them play, and we didn't really want to make any suppositions as to how they were going to play the game. Looking at these two drafts,
they can maybe look for a play themselves. Notice Perks has cleanse, but they're going in.
And the knock up straight onto Mickey, uses the Guardian, shields himself up, the Ignite not ticking enough. Caps is now teleported in, and Mithy's very low. Doesn't have the flash in from Perks, looking for the final order. The Rend would be enough, they get him. First blood to Caps, and G2 strike.
G2 with the counterplay bottom side. Caps had reset.
Duck is there as well. They're going to jump across the wall with the blast cone straight onto a control ward. OG looking for the 4-man dive down towards the bottom side. Jankos is waiting around the corner, but Perks caught up. The double taunt lands. Nuke Duck takes down Perks. Mickey short to follow, and it's a double for the mid laner.
G2 thought they could counter with Jankos, but with no flash on Perks.
So G2 think that they can buy time, they can play safe, but in the meantime, another fight is just happening.
Caps pulled into the grinder! Alfari gets the kill. He was the one to come down from the top lane. I'm sure we'll have another look at that, but I thought it was G2
pretty dramatically, and once they lose that, that's when Zoe really becomes a mid.
Look at this TP.
Caps TPing in behind in the bottom lane. Alfari trying to run away, uses the flash, will knock back the Hecarim. One caught out with the fear beyond death, but Alfari is done for. Origen going to try and react on the top side of the map as they go for the Rift Home.
They're going to be starting up
the
this
face call will be used. Void Rush used as well. The chase comes out. Patrick still dodging away. The Glacial Fisher misses as well. He's eaten up a lot of ultimates here, and Origen will try and react on the other side of the map. The redemption keeps him alive. Almost takes out Jankos. Almost takes out Wonder. Can't quite get it. The shutdown comes out, but Origin are trying to push in mid lane to react. Towards the bottom lane to try and deal with Caps. Maybe actually just teleporting into the fight instead. Baron down to 10,000 HP. G2 can just poke from the side if they want. Wonder has the ultimate to jump into the back line. 6,000 HP. They're going for the engage. Caps teleporting in. The Cataclysm already used. Cold ignited. He's down. The Onslaught of Shadow gets onto the back line as well. And here comes Caps. And here comes the rest of G2. Origin made the desperate call, but Patrick's down. Alfari gets one, but the rest of Origin are just running for the hills. The Realm Warp to chase onto Nuke Duck as well. And G2, they say, OG, you can want a team fight. All you want. Alfari gets the double. Almost gets the triple. The heroes, they just, no way has Alfari just turned that one around. It was all G2, but Caps now comes in. And Caps will clean it up for G2.
Trying to fight, but look at Cold.
Cold going in, the Cataclysm used onto Caps. Here's the hero's entrance as well. Cold goes gold and Caps slept. They're just putting it all onto the back line. A momentary freeze frame because in the end, Nuke Duck will take down Caps. Wonder has the flank position. Jankos down as well. Patrick's alive. Nuke Duck as well. Patrick now goes down. It's all on Nuke Duck trying to get the damage into this fight as Alfari steps behind his tower. G2 lose 2. Nuke Duck gets one more! Consolation kill on the back as Perks now caught up, taunted up, the shutdown comes out, and Origen have fought back.
The fight was close, but the re-engage from Origen.
Tanky Galio though, here comes Wonder, TP used, Onslaught of Shadows, they try and get away from it, Patrick shielded up, healed up, and here comes Perks on the front line trying to get through Alfari. Alfari's already taken down one, Mithy gets the Justice Punch onto Caps who have to flash away, but he's pulled back into the heart of Origen, and they rip out the heart of G2 as Caps falls. Origen going to turn straight towards the Baron.
Origen get the 2 kills, and Caps, the carry of G2, is down. Origen in a beautiful position now to start up the Baron.
Yankee there on the front line. They force Nuke Duck back. The Glacial Fisher doesn't land. At G2, they're conceding slowly, but they did not lose anything more than that mid lane in hit. Perks going in. The engage comes out. That's a lot of damage already. Perks is taking out Mithy on the back line. Nuke Duck's getting chased away, but Patrick's still alive, and Jankos can't get onto him. 2 GAs popped in the middle of the fight, and it's a cluster of damage as G2 just try and pick one player off at a time. They get to Nuke Duck. Gets the kill as Patrick secures it in the end. OG get 1 for 2.
And once again, with the Kalista, Hecarim Ryze, you can just melt through that. You might not even need the jungle, but here's the TP.
Behind. Origen going to force the fight as they go for the engage onto Jankos. Here's the hero's entrance as well. Perks flashes out of the back of it. The chase is on for OG. Nuke Duck getting in, but the cleanse from Perks will keep him alive. Cold gets Jankos. Caps still pushing in the sideline. He's round warping forward. Caps is doing. The Zhonya's comes out from Nuke Duck. He's almost taken out. Caps still in there. Caps is trying to 1v3. In the end, he goes down. Baron goes G2.
G2 still get the
doing
bearing.
things.
Caps going towards mid.
They're going to do it.
More 4,000 HP left on the Elder. Jankos trying to get in. Jankos steals it away, and now G2 are just going to force down mid. All of Origen needs to back away to try me out, but Jankos is keeping him around. He's down into the GA. Mickey there as well. They get Jankos, but who has been able to back? Nukeduck's got away. Cold sticking on Mickey. Keeps Patrick in the round, and there's the Nexus Towers going down. G2, they steal it away. They can do it, and G2 take the Nexus in an incredible game one.
Are you kidding me? It happened again.
This time round, Origen didn't have the Baron buff. They had the Elder Dragon.
G2, even though they're on blue side, have the flexibility to deny them a hard counter.
Ooh, I really like this Poppy Hover though, because I think that it does very well into, fun fact, champions that have a lot of dashes and things like Rakan, things like Aurelia. I believe it, does it work against Rek'Sai tunnels, do you know?
It does, yes.
Oh yeah, so
it's really mean. Her ultimate will go through because you're unstoppable,
yes.
but the tunnels, no fun.
So a lot of the mobility tools that G2 have in their draft get mitigated by the Poppy, so I do quite like this pickup. And again, I think that OG have gone very teamfight style. They have a very typical front to back. They do have a little bit of dive with the Lissandra and the Jarvan, and I do think that with the amount of mobility on the side of G2, a lot of it can be interrupted from the side of Poppy. So I'm kind of expecting another 1-3-1, maybe a 1-4 coming out from the side of G2, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a very similar game plan to what we saw in game one.
Yeah, similar game plan, but the key difference for me is the Rise pick that Origen banned away, because no longer will you have Caps going into a side lane and breaking all of your turrets, going for the back door, blowing up your inhibitors. That will not be how G2 wins.
Patrick.
But Patrick can just walk up towards Mithy here. Now spots out G2. Caps will have the claw. Doesn't land it. Mithy uses double to eat him up, but Mickey comes across the wall there and knocked back. Mithy, lots of damage coming down. There's the Ignite as well. They're continuing on the chase. They get first blood. And G2 with a perfect collapse will strike first.
It's a beautiful level 1 setup there from
was used there by Wonder as well, so there's no stun possibility. Cold going in for the dive here. Wonder. Teleport comes in straight away. There's the steadfast presence already. Wonder down. Now the TP can't be cancelled, of course, but Jankos is on the flank. Vision Vampire comes down. Now fire flashes across the wall. Jankos down to about half HP, but already Cold's done. Jankos underneath the tower. Into the back of Jankos will secure it. There's the TP coming in from Perks now. He's going to join the fight into the top side. It's Wonder coming back in instead. Perks still down towards the bottom side. The claw gets Nukeduck away for the moment, still has the flash.
He has the flash if he wants to look for it.
He also gets interrupted. Oh, we have another gank in mid.
Nukeduck's already used the flash here as well. Caps on the chase. Jankos there with the Prey Seeker. One more auto will be enough, and Caps puts down the claw, secures the kill.
He just TP'd back into lane 2. That is brutal, but look topside.
No flash. There is an exhaust available as well. Jankos
big wave,
waiting.
though.
He's waiting. As you say, a big wave. Very impactful early on. Jankos coming in. Doesn't have the flash. Will land the knockup only onto Mithy. Mickey with the chase in. Thick skin from Mithy will keep him alive for the moment. The Ignite is ticking away. Mickey tanking up the tower. Perks gets the kill. And a perfectly executed dive there by G2.
And this is the early game that
here, though, at the moment. There's a little bit of a fight around that. Blue coming in. There's the Vanguard's edge as well. Alpari coming in from the side as well. Patrick teleporting down towards the bottom lane. Wonder caught out on the back. Cataclysm comes out from Cold as well. They're trying to take down Jankos down towards the bottom side of the fight as Patrick joins the Barney. There's the Demonic Ascension coming out from Caps. He's so healthy already, but the flash away from the nether move from Patrick. Caps pops, but he gets popped. It's a shutdown for Origen.
It's a fantastic TP there from Patrick as well, using the ult onto Jankos. Jankos popped up. One of G2's top performers on this roster. This game, he's playing towards the weak side a little bit, and this could be bad.
Alpari gets a knock into the wall. Mickey's dunked. As a very roast chicken, the Chain of Corruption still going to land on towards Jankos. He'll flash away, but that's his summoner spell burned. And Origen continuing to play around this blue.
Get some more control here. Jankos has something to say about it, though.
And Nukeduck has the flank position here. Jankos no flash. Will pop the Void Rush onto Nukeduck. The charm comes out as well, roots them up into place. Caps is on the other side of the wall and can't join the fight. But maybe he's going in as the Vanguard's edge comes out. The Keeper's verdict. A great stun. Nukeduck is down from Perks. Mithy chased up towards the top side. Wonder gets another kill. And G2 were able to find the perfect fight in their own jungle. Now Patrick has to get away. Mithy chasing onto Mickey. Licks him out. Spits out Perks as well. Isn't going to quite have enough damage. And Perks will take down his former support.
Ooh, big team fight in favor of G2 this time around, but you have to give props to
immediate CC, then three-man stun onto the front line here, including Patrick. It's huge.
Wonder caught out here, gobbled up by Mithy. Now Fari should be able to get the final auto attack down. He will go out. And Origen find another kill. 4 plates to 1. Perks on his way across.
Slow.
Very slow. Alfari will get the knock into the wall, pops down the steadfast presence. They get Mickey, they get the pick. And now it's a 4v5 in favor of Origen. You took on the chasing onto Perks. Flashes in with the Ring of Frost. Tom Kench comes in from behind as well. Perks will flash away. And Origen unable to find another pick, but do get the summoners out of the Zaya. The overdrift in the last game could make another steal here. Caps stepping forward, uses the never move, pulls back Mithy, knocked away with the keeper's verdict. The Cole jumps in onto Yankos, but he goes golden, and the rest of G2 can react. Mickey coming in as well. He jumps onto the backline. Nuke uses his stopwatch just in time. The Frozen Tomb actually used there. Mithy will spin out Patrick. Perks on a rampage. Wonder jumping onto the backline. That's 2 kills to him. Just needs the final swipe with the blade, and now Origen have to run for the hills. Alfari can knock back Wonder towards his minion wave, but the flawless duet will stun up Cold. He'll dodge away with the EQ combo. A steadfast presence will stop him for the moment. Yankos does not have the ultimate, so can't jump onto the backline. Alfari once again acting as the bouncer, pulled back with the never moving. Caps can tank this for days. Alfari goes golden for the moment as he stops time. Not knocked up, he's still alive. Somehow he'll get the shield from the buzzer. The never move will pull him back, and eventually Caps says, screw this, I'm gonna use the ultimate, and shuts down Alfari. Origen, that's all they wanted to do because they still have that Baron buff. The channel comes out. Mickey caught up in the knockup from the EQ. The chase out. Mickey unable to get there in time. Cold will stop back time. The teleport coming back in as G2 want more.
The other teleport.
Perks has joined it in as well. Caps on a killing spree. He's 616. And Origen are now the team to turn and flee as G2 will chase them down. You have to think there's no hope left for Origen. Nuke Duck getting in from the side. Patrick get eaten up by Mithy, but the chase is still on. Mickey will jump across the wall. Yankos now on the back of the fight. G2 still going. They're looking for it.
G2 just do not want to stop. They are unrelenting. Patrick has nowhere to go. Alfari gets caught out on the top side as well.
Patrick
this just will not end.
Alfari using the steadfast presence, but still will get knocked up. Yankos on the chase onto Nuke Duck, who uses the proto belt. The keeper's verdict knocks back 3. And Alfari may have first super minion wave pushing in that bot lane as well. Wonder jumping forward onto Nuke Duck. He does have the Frozen Tomb if he wants to keep himself alive, but with the minion waves pushing in, there's a super minion wave here. There's double cannon as well. That first Nexus tower is the target. Nuke Duck forced away, has to use the ultimate on himself, and now G2 take the first Nexus tower. Nuke Duck gobbled up by Mithy, but they're just going to spit him out back onto the fountain, and G2 are chasing them all the way back into their base. G2 will look for the second Nexus tower. They'll take it pretty cleanly. Alfari trying to jump in, but the quickness is still there, and G2 have all the tools for the team fight. They take 2, they take 3, they take it, sodding all, and they'll get the triple kill for Aurelia. G2 are one game away from finals in Rotterdam.
It was once again a very close early game. Both teams going back and forth. Origen investing all their resources in the top side of the map, G2 investing towards the bot side. Unfortunately, Origen could not convert.
Be relevant. Whippo is the best example of that, and by banning away champions like the Jace, you try to remove some counter matchups, but ultimately, Gangplank is always going to struggle against ranged champions, whether or not that's the Swain or the Lissandra. Both of them can easily clear out his barrels and threaten all-ins if a jungler is coming up there as well.
One of the things I will say about the Gangplank is he does help when playing around bot lane. His ultimate is a great contributor in setting up for dives, and you've also got the package on Corki. So this to me implies that Cats will be roaming around the map a lot, and that their primary goal will be to try and get the bot side of the map ahead, just like they did last game. Whereas for Origen, I think once again we're looking at these team fights, and it begs the question of Origen need to change up their ability to force these fights in this game, because one of the issues they've had so far in the series is the willingness to pull the trigger, the willingness to maybe take a fight that isn't 70-30 and actually go for a fight where you can get those outplays in.
And I like seeing this from Alfari. He's returning to the Swain. Last year, I remember when Swain was a big pick, he played a lot of it in the top lane. In game number...
Note for Origen, it's do or die. They have to reverse sweep G2 if they're going to make it straight through to the finals. Otherwise, they will face Fnatic next week.
Watch Mickey X here. They did this last game where he took W and snuck around. Alfari's playing a little aggressive. They have Gangplank. Now, they don't have the Swain they had last game, so it's less CC. I don't think they can get a kill, but they could look to burn an early flash.
How are they going to do this?
Caps has yet to level up a skill, doesn't have the W. Here we go. Wonder stepping straight into Alfari. There's Mickey. Waiting for the knock-up. Alfari doesn't flash away from it. The chase is still on. Alfari ignited the parlay. Wonder with burst blood, and that puts a massive stake through the heart of Origen's plans of playing through top.
It's just disrespect to the amount of damage Gangplank does.
And it means that the risk of a dive is very real.
Quickness used. The Featherstorm comes out from Perks as well. The root's going to land onto Patrick as he flashes away. Mithy underneath the tower still has the thick skin available. The Void Rush coming onto Patrick, and Yankos will secure him. Cold now here. Dunks down onto the Rex side, but he isn't close enough to the tower to take the damage. Nuke gets able to get away. away with the blast cone. Caps still on the chase though, and Nuke Duck won't be there to save his jungler in time. 2-for-1 change so far. Mithy with the Abyssal Voyage gets behind Caps, but all they're going to do is chase him back towards Perks. Frozen Tomb cleanses away from Nuke Duck. Has a lot of damage, but Caps gets the second. Mithy will kill Mickey and won't be able to get away. Perks flashes away from Mithy and gets a kill for himself as well. 3-for-2 in favor of G2.
A bloody engagement around the bottom lane.
Continues to extend. Caps waiting for the Rift Tower to charge in. The tower goes down. Mithy caught out by Jankos here. Pops the thick skin, but Caps is on the chase. Root up with the Flame Chompers. Not going to have enough damage to take down Mithy, but Patrick's forced back as well.
Going in.
And with the Rift Tower going forward, there's the Void Rush. Jankos gets the kill. He'll get a double. Takes down Mithy. And now Cold is on the chase as Jankos just about gets away for the moment. Eventually will fall to the vision of Deathfire. Doesn't connect. He's used the bow to get away, but there's no flash on Jankos. Cold
is going to get it.
Does have his flash EQ combo. Final auto attacks enough. They shut down Jankos, but they lose so much for it.
I actually think Jankos was out of combat
Ever seen in Europe. And this is such a strong performance by them as they get the charm on the backline. Caps rooted up. Nuke Duck uses the Frozen Tomb on himself. Mithy very low, almost goes down to the Cannon Barrage. The Barrel's not able to connect, but here's Caps from the side, and now Nuke Duck just trying to dodge around. Perks gets the kill. It's another as Wonder puts the parlay into the back of Mithy. Two more players from OG fall, and G2 once again come out on control over the Baron pit. Teleport coming in here as Mithy is overstepped. Pops the thick skin. The blast code used by Wonder. Mithy will go down. Wonder on a killing spree. 10-3, 7,500 gold lead for G2 now.
It just doesn't make sense. Origen are all out of swords. We were wondering what they were going to do. They're just going to get engaged on.
Charm lands onto Cold, the second charm onto Alfari as well. Nuke Duck splitting down towards the bottom side, but Cold will pop the Cataclysm and he will fall. G2 just cleaning up Origen. The Void Rush comes in, and Jankos sinks the bangs in. Perks gets a double. This could just be the game.
And Origen are falling apart as the 5-man unit of G2 make their way towards the Nexus and will make their way towards the final at Rotterdam.
They didn't win a title in 2018. They dominated the first half of the split, and then people started to doubt. People wondered if G2 could be as strong as they looked early on. Well, they are showing us here against Origen that they are here to fight.
Origen, they're trying their best. It's the last-ditch effort for this team.
Nexus towers are down. G2 take down Nuke Duck, and the Nexus is in their sights. Cold with the flash in. Alfari here as well. Patrick pops the Superman to death. He gets one. Caps shut down. The Nexus towers have fallen, but G2 have to run. Patrick looking for the resets. The red buff slow. The zap is enough.
Excited,
he gets excited, but they can't get the chase off any further. Tarkench comes in behind them, but it's all him on his lonesome. It's Mithy versus his former team as they try and take down Perks. Don't root him up. Don't take him out. It's a shutdown going over to Cold.
Origen are running to Baron. This was their last chance to stay alive in the game. G2 and with no towers defending their base, they are starting the Baron. It's only Jankos that can try to steal.
8,000 HP left on the Baron. Jankos has stolen an Elder Dragon already this week, and Wonder has the teleport up in 7 seconds as well. 4,000 HP on the Baron. Patrick wailing away on it, but Jankos looking for the ability to get in. The Baron down to 2,000. Jankos gets Mithy. The Baron down to 1,000 now, but Mithy eats him up, and Cold will get it. Wonder now teleported into the fight. Is this enough? Can G2 get the chase off? Can Origen get out with their lives? Nuke Duck is down towards the bottom side. Alfari chased out by Wonder. Wonder just needs the trial by fire. Who gets him? That's another kill for Jankos off towards the top side as well as Patrick falls. Cold chased underneath the tower. He will survive.
Nuke Duck was waiting in the base, expecting a backdoor. He had the teleport, but he did not come into the fight. 5 members of G2 are alive, and there's just 2 on the side of OG.
Exactly that. Even though Origen secure the Baron, I don't know if they can hold the line against 5 members of G2. Only 3 in the base right now. Let's see if Origen can do it.
Super minions pushing in. Perks and Caps on their way. Look at the death timers. Mithy up, Patrick in 10, Alfari in 20. Baron minions now respawn for Origen. The engage, the charm. Caps jumps in. Nuke Duck goes golden, pops the stopwatch for the moment, but he's down. And Caps and G2 will silence anyone that doubted them, and they will fight for the title in Rotterdam.
Expectations were not that G2 would 3-0. We expected this to be a 5-game series. We expected the back and forth. But G2, they came in prepared. Every member showed up, and this is G2 at full power.
And every single game from this team just got better and it got cleaner. Game 1 was scary. If you're a G2 fan, you thought OG were going to take them down, but Game 2 was dominant and Game 3 was not even close. G2 were the best team on the day, and they're looking like the best team going into Rotterdam.
And this is what the team was built to be. They were meant to dismantle Europe. They picked the best players from every position, and they hoped to build one of the strongest rosters that Europe has ever seen. And while they faltered in the second half of the split, they came into playoffs prepared, and now they look like a terror for whoever goes up against them in the final.
Because for 2018 G2, they made it semifinals. Everyone remembers that, but it was a failure domestically. They could not continue their streak. They won 4 titles in the first 2 years before it. They won 0 in 2018. They completely changed their roster. Perks to AD carry. People thought they were out of their minds, but then they bring in Caps. They bring in Mickey.